So last time we finished at the Lord Vessel, we killed Outstanding Smoke, went to Firelink Shrine, placed the Lord Vessel, and now we are up to Duke's Archives. We are going to grab the crystal set first. Just slapping all of the mini guys. Or getting slapped by them. So, the first fight against our doppelganger, against the guy we want to copy, who is the basis for our build, or the inspiration, the Crystal Knight. Up to the second part of the Duke's Archives. Skipped a bit there. Into the Crystal Forest. And now we got our equipment, our armor for the build that we want to have. Now to the second thing we want, or to the last thing we want in the build, the Avalanche, the automatic crossbow, or the triple shot crossbow. Just grabbed it, going to die. That's our current build and the build for the rest of the run. Crystal armor, crystal weapons with the ring of favor and protection, with the heavy ring, with the avalanche as our secondary weapon. Very boring way to fight the crystal clamps, but a safe way. On to Seath. So Seath in the lore, or it is like implied that Seath enslaves the Crystal Knight, Eidas the blacksmith. Depending if you think the Crystal Knight is Eidas. So I actually almost died in this run. Because now I'm getting a bit of damage on the crystals. And I just managed to kill him with that one last hit. But I get no more Estes. Nearly did it, nearly survived. Level 49. Our first steps in Izalith. I always like to do like Izalith early. Yeah, I died a few times in this fight against the Centipede Demon. Sometimes the timing is really weird. The attack patterns. Nearly got pushed into the lava and died. So from one of the attacks our complete armor broke. And now we had to normally repair it for 45 souls, 45k souls. Killed the Pyromancer, killed Kirk. Got a few souls there. And then it's up to the Chaos Queen from Izalith, the Bed of Chaos. Nearly died there. That's what helped me out a bit. But then I get the payback, I get my karma. Right in front of the last hit. Second time I actually managed to kill it. but they still got like killed by the fire attack. But that is the matter of Chaos Down, the second lord. Now we actually have the money, the souls to repair our equipment. And on to the next lord fight. We just grabbed the sunlight maggot from Lost Izalith, so we continue in the catacombs. Normally catacombs is one of the easier boss fights, the easier lord fights. But in this run it's going to be a little bit harder than usual. That's an easy pinwheel fight, as usually. If you do pinwheel pretty late, like at late game point. Barely survived the gank. Yeah. Just spawned, low health, and first attack from Nito. Yeah. Sometimes the Nito fight is beautiful. Because lore-wise and build-wise I stuck to only crystal weapons, I had no divine weapons. So I had no opportunity and no way to kill all the skeletons. So they kept like being reanimated and respawned. So they always came back to life. But every time Nito did his big AoE, he basically killed a lot of the skeletons. And he helped me out quite a bit with that attack. So yeah. Just one Estus left, but the fight is finished. And on to the last Lord Soul. Normally you can avoid the ghost, but yeah, in this one I died quite a few times because I got too cocky, my weapon broke. Good thing I always have a backup from Bonehoard and Firelink. At this point you can basically buy the crystal weapons at Bonehoard and Firelink under the bridge. I would say the Four Kings were like the hardest boss fight. I died quite a lot. I had the problem of only doing the mid-roll. I didn't have any heavy armor that I could use. Quite the disadvantage. So at some points I just got fed up and I started to use the heavy set. Yeah. That's one of the runs with the heavy sets and I still managed to die. Yeah, but in this fight I basically cheated a bit. I poised through and with the heavy set I finally managed to do it. From the Hydra to the DLC area. So we can access the DLC area. So lore-wise, I stuck to the Ring of Favor and Protection, so I couldn't use the Iron Ring, which makes the Guardian fight a little bit harder. Because you normally avoid being in the water. Level 69, level 63, I think. Nine Notorious was actually pretty okay, but sometimes I had problems with the moveset from the Crystal Sword. But once you learn a Notorious fight, it's quite a fun boss fight. He has quite fun attack patterns. Level 70. The last boss in the DLC that we are going to fight is Menace. Ah, not yet, nice. First Calamite. So Calamite is normally easy if you have the fast roll, a heavy weapon and the fast roll only. Like normally you stand under Calamite and fast roll between other things. If you have heavy armor and a heavy weapon, that's definitely going to put you at a disadvantage. Nearly died there with no Estus left. The one problem about Calamite, basically with the slow build and the slow setup, is that he attacks like very fast, in rapid succession. Yeah. Onto the last boss, now, of the DLC, onto Menace. So Menace is my favorite fight of the whole DC. He can be quite difficult because he attacks very fast, and if he lands his attacks, he does a lot of damage. But once you figure out his moveset, it basically feels like dancing with Menace. We killed every boss. Now the last thing to do in our first run is to kill Gwynn. Because the crystal shield can parry, we actually got a little problem with Gwynn. It's very hard to stagger him with the crystal weapons, with the great sword, so that isn't really an option. So because with the crystal weapons I died over and over again, I tried to use the Evelyn and I tried to keep my distance, and that worked out quite well for me. So I rolled away from his attacks, and every time I had the chance I basically used the Evelyn, got in a few shots, and after a few tries I killed him with that shot. I started up New Game Plus because that's one more enemy that I want to kill. You will see that in 2 minutes. I just did a quickly early game, did a quick run through mid game, killed Gargoyle, killed Firelink. After that, the next target is the Iron Golem. But first I'm killing the Fair Lady in a horrible way to disband my Covenant, because the Covenant is not really lore correct. I don't think the Crystal Knight would have joined the Fair Lady. Iron Golem done. Yeah. From the last fights, Ornstein and Snow was basically the hardest. I know the moveset, but if Super Smo hits you with one of his attacks, he actually has the potential to one-shot you in New Game Plus. So that's a big problem. And we don't have the fast roll, we only have the mid roll. So that's risky. For the last stretch, I leveled up in the Painted World. From the spear guys with the shields. And then I just went back, got to level 100, went back. I never knew that enemy could parry. We are fighting again against the Doppelganger, against the Crystal Knight. So with the Crystal Knight killed, that's basically the end of my run. I don't have the patience, or I don't want to do through No Game Plus with the Crystal Knight. I think he lacks the damage for that. I think that's not the best choice. If you want to do a Crystal Knight run, if you think, hey, that's something cool, maybe I should start a new build, maybe I start a new run in Dark Souls. Tell me what you're thinking about the Crystal Knight approach, running around as a Crystal Knight. Until next time.